is a former Trump campaign insider, now quietly leading a covert Israeli operation designed to salvage the country's image among ordinary Americans who have grown increasingly skeptical of its wars? Was this secret $50 million campaign specifically designed so that ordinary Americans would never notice they were being targeted, blending paid influence seamlessly into everyday online content? Has Israel now opened an entirely new digital war for America's mind? And could the shocking scale of this $50 million operation end up catching even Trump himself off guard? Did Netanyahu's government effectively try to buy influence over America's own algorithms, launching a chilling new information war that reaches deep into search engines and AI chatbots? Amid growing public backlash over Gaza, Israel has reportedly launched a massive new campaign specifically designed to win back the hearts and minds of the American public. On July 18th, The Wall Street Journal reported that Israel has launched a sweeping $50 million image campaign aimed squarely at reshaping American public opinion. According to the report, this entire drive is aimed at reversing the steady decline in American support for Israel that has emerged over the past several years of conflict. Israel is reportedly deploying a sophisticated mix of artificial intelligence, paid influencers, and conservative media outlets as the core pillars of this expansive campaign. The report revealed that Parscale himself helped lead this campaign, channeling much of the effort through his connections with the Salem Media Group. The Wall Street Journal reported that Israel signed a contract worth approximately $45 million directly with Salem Media Group to carry out much of this influence operation. Notably, Parscale is no political outsider, having previously served as a senior strategist for Donald Trump's presidential campaigns in both 2016 and 2020. The campaign reportedly sent AI-generated text messages from fabricated accounts using friendly-sounding names like Sarah and Emma to appear more relatable and trustworthy. Any user who replied to these messages was then fed additional targeted content specifically crafted to present Israel's position in the most favorable possible light. Salem Media's extensive network of podcasts, radio hosts, and broadcast channels was reportedly used to amplify these carefully crafted pro-Israel messages across conservative audiences. A wide range of pro-Israel influencers were reportedly enlisted and compensated to actively promote Israel's image across various social media platforms online. Entirely new websites were reportedly created for the specific purpose of subtly influencing how AI chatbots respond when asked about Israel. The report specifically cited ChatGPT, Claude, and other major AI language models as key targets, revealing how this campaign extends into the very tools people now use to seek information. According to the Wall Street Journal, the wars in both Gaza and Iran have significantly deepened anti-Israel sentiment across the American public over recent months. Pew Research found that roughly 60% of American adults now hold an unfavorable view of Israel, a striking shift that clearly explains the urgency behind this expensive campaign. The report further detailed that online influencers across multiple platforms were specifically recruited and paid to help boost Israel's public image among younger audiences. Among the accounts involved, the popular Instagram page Jews of New York was reportedly operating under an official paid contract as part of this coordinated campaign. During the month of June, that same account actively promoted Israel as a safe and welcoming destination for LGBTQ travelers as part of its broader messaging strategy. This entire report emerges at a moment when ties between the United States and Israel are already visibly strained, adding another layer of tension to an already complicated relationship. Amid the broader strains of ongoing regional war, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu now faces a fresh and very public arrest threat coming directly from New York City's own mayor. Zohran Mamdani has reiterated in no uncertain terms that Netanyahu should be arrested the moment he sets foot in New York City, doubling down on a position he has held for months. Mamdani told the New York Times that the city is actively reviewing its available legal options ahead of the upcoming UN meeting, suggesting this threat now has real bureaucratic machinery behind it. New York's mayor confirmed that detailed discussions are already underway with the city's own legal department, indicating that officials are seriously exploring how such an arrest could actually be carried out. All of this comes ahead of Benjamin Netanyahu's scheduled visit to address the UN General Assembly in September, setting up a potential collision course between the two leaders on American soil. Mamdani said, and I quote, "I believe that Prime Minister Netanyahu belongs in The Hague. He's a war criminal who has been charged by the International Criminal Court. And what you will find is that is an opinion that is held by many purely because of what his actions have wrought over these last many years. I've also said that I will follow the laws that we have here in New York City because I believe that there is an importance in following the law as a leader who presides over our city. I think what we have seen from New Yorkers, what we've seen from Americans, when we talk about this hunger for a new kind of politics, it's a hunger to move beyond the bankruptcy that characterizes a lot of politics today. And it is hard to find a more bankrupt policy approach than what our country has done to Gaza and to Palestine, and how it hasn't been specific to any one party. Israel's UN envoy Danny Danon fired back sharply, arguing that it is actually Mamdani, not Netanyahu, who deserves to be arrested for failing his own city and its residents. Danny Danon said, and I quote, "Mamdani is failing to govern New York. Instead of focusing on his responsibilities as mayor and confronting the rising wave of anti-Semitism in his city, he has chosen to incite hostility and generate headlines by attacking the state of Israel." Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu will come to New York, address the United Nations General Assembly with pride, and stand before the world to state Israel's truth and its unwavering right to defend its citizens. Unquote. Notably, this is not a new position for Mamdani, who had previously and publicly promised to enforce ICC warrants against foreign leaders visiting New York City. The International Criminal Court issued its original arrest warrant for Netanyahu over the Gaza war back in November 2024, a warrant that continues to shadow him at every international appearance.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you'll have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Have you ever wondered what happens when a banking dynasty meets tides of world history, intrigue, and a dash of myth?
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.